Birds of Prey number 17, written by Dwayne Straczynski, art by Romano Molinar. Last issue, they were tracking down some guy with Basilisk tech, and then Black Canary surged her powers and blew up an entire power station. So this issue picks up immediately afterwards. All of Gotham is without power. Black Canary's just standing there like, did I do that? And then she turns around and she's like, how am I going to explain this one to the crew here? And Batgirl immediately just jumps in with like, geez, they must have rigged some explosives to go off. And Black Canary's like, yeah, that's what they did. That's what happened. So Batgirl and Condor are going into the building to try to search for survivors. And then the Strix, Starling, and Black Canary are all left outside. And Starling's like, was that the same power surge as the one you had before? And she's like, yeah, nothing to worry about, though. It's totally normal. And Starling's, yeah, okay, anyway, I gotta go make a phone call. And then Strix turns to Black Canary and gives her a look, and then immediately starts attacking her. And Black Canary's like, oh no, you don't get to do this. Like, you were part of the Talons. You especially don't get to judge me. And they fight for a little bit until Batgirl turns around and just like, what in the hell are you guys doing? And Strix carves into the dirt that she will kill all. And apparently Batgirl just never sees that because they don't bring it up later. But regardless, we cut to inside the building where the guy that they were tracking makes his way out of the rubble and says, I recognize that cry. That was the same canary cry that was used on me 5 years ago. But this time, I brought along some extra tech, and they're tiny little drones that lock onto people's hearts, like the heat of their heart, and then shocks them until they're dead. And you're only immune to it if you're wearing a bracelet. Sure. So anyway, he sends it out. It locks onto Batgirl as she's trying to figure out, like, what in the heck was going on in this fight? And then it shocks her. Strix comes over, immediately rips it off of her. The drones look at Strix and are like, well, you don't have a beating heart, so you're cool. But then it also looks at Black Canary and Condor, and they show that Batgirl has like a heat signature with like a red blob. But when they show Black Canary and Condor, there's nothing. And I don't understand why. Like, I'm pretty sure they're both alive, yeah? Or at least I know Black Canary is. But regardless, they just take off and go in some other direction. We see Starling is on the phone with Amanda Waller, basically saying like, hey, Black Canary's having some weird power surges. Should I have reported that to you? And Waller's like, yeah, that probably would have been your entire job, Starling. And she comments like, oh, it seems that there's a paramilitary group showing up to attack the Birds of Prey. And Waller says, oh yeah, that makes sense. Paramilitary groups are hired to protect all of America's infrastructure. So I guess that was just hanging around then, and they didn't notice the gang meeting going on inside. And then she comments, also there's some little flying drones. What's that about, Waller? She's like, I don't know. And Starling tells her, anyway, could you get rid of the paramilitary group? We just want to leave and go home. So now she owes Waller one. Condor's holding off the drones with his telekinesis because for some reason they came back again. And once again, him and Batgirl go into the building trying to find whoever it is that is controlling the tech. Meanwhile, Strix takes out a few of them with some well-placed kung fu kicks, but then she gets shot a lot, which they didn't say that she was able to get shot, but regardless, she lives through it. And then Strix and Batgirl come to a momentary standstill as Strix is holding... Did I say Batgirl? I meant Black Canary. They're coming to a standstill as Strix is holding back one of the drones that's now targeting Black Canary. And Black Canary basically has to, like, throw herself at the mercy of Strix. And it's just like, hey, yeah, no, I see the face of my husband and then my powers surge, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know what's happening to me, but if you think that I'm a threat, then go ahead and let that drone do its job. And then Strix tilts her head and drops the drone. And Black Canary's like, I don't know if you thought that was going to kill me or not, but it seemingly got deactivated by Batgirl and Condor in the ensuing fight. So They have some amount of an understanding. The paramilitary group is gone because Starling called in a favor, and she admits to it as much. She's like, yeah, nobody die in the next 5 years because that's how long it's going to take me to pay off this debt. So can we just go home now? And everybody just walks away, and Starling says, who's up for a bourbon? That's it. That's the issue. Why did we need the paramilitary? Like, I get it in that I guess they wanted Starling to be in debt to Waller, but the way Waller was talking, Starling was already in debt. And that's the whole reason she was doing this thing for Waller, like spying and reporting on Black Canary. It just seemed like a hat on a hat on like 4 other hats. It was a lot going on here. And somehow very basic at the same time. Like, we didn't leave, I don't think, a square 20 feet in this entire issue. We were stuck in the same blown out area of debris for this entire time. And they just introduced, there's some drones that lock onto heartbeats, and there's a paramilitary group protecting the waterworks. And it's like, is there, though? This seems like a lot. Especially when the entire thing of last issue is just, hey, we're going to track down a guy. Like, that's it. That's all it was. It didn't even need that much extra. I really wish they would just deal with the Canary Cry thing. I understand they're probably saving it for something, but like, you set it up twice now. Just deal with it. Just do it already. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna give this one like a. It's like a 6. It's a flat 6. I'm not that into it. And I never have been, if I'm being honest. I've always given it the benefit of the doubt, but it has consistently let me down. So 6 for this, and we'll see what comes with the next issue.